All right, here we go with 5th grade Excel lesson 46, dividing a 1-digit divisor into a 4-digit dividend with a 3-digit quotient and a 0 in the tens place. These division problems are going to get a little trickier because you have to know that if you can't divide the problem, the step, you have to put a 0 on the top. Don't just say, oh, I can't divide that into there and skip and go to the next step. Put a 0 up there if it goes in 0 times. The vertical dotted lines will no longer be provided. You're going to have to do these division problems and keep everything lined up without those little lines in there. Draw them if you need them. Hopefully you won't. Check each of your answers with multiplication. Let's take a look at these first couple of sample problems together. Stay with me. Go through this so that you don't mess up on these types of problems. Some kids really have a tricky time with this. It says 2,423 divided by 4. First I'm going to do 24 divided by 4, which is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 minus 24 is 0. Bring down the 2. Now I'm doing 2 divided by 4. 4 does not go into 2. 1 times 4 is 4. That's bigger than 2. So I'm going to put a 0 right here because 0 times 4 is what can make it into the 2. And 0 times 4 is 0. Subtract and get a 2. Bring down the 3. Now I'm doing 23 divided by 4. Well, 5 times 4 is 20, so it goes in 5 times. 23 minus 20 is 3, and 3 becomes my remainder. How do I check a division problem that has a remainder? I multiply the answer, or the quotient, 605, times 4, the divisor. 5 times 4 is 20, carry the 2. 0 times 4 is 0, plus 2 is 2. 6 times 4 is 24, and then I add my remainder right there. Add the remainder. 2,420 plus 3 is 2,423, which matches up with the dividend, and so I can feel confident in my answer. Let's take a look at one more problem. 2,106 divided by 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 7 times 3 is 21. 21 minus 21 is 0. Bring down the 0. Well, 0 divided by 3 is obviously 0. 3 doesn't go into 0 any times. 0 times 3 is 0. I could do that step, but what they just did is skip that step altogether. Since it's going in 0 times and you would write a 0 and you're still going to get 0, why even do that step? Just go ahead and go to the next step of bringing the 6 down, but you got to put the 0 up there. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. There is no remainder. 702, the quotient, times the divisor, 3. 702 times 3 is 2,106, which matches up with that. All right, let's go ahead and try number 3 together. First of all, we're going to do 3 into 12, right? How many 3's are there in 12? There are 4. So go ahead and write a 4 up there on that top line. Make sure you put it right above the 2. Don't put it over here above the 1 or above the 0 because we're putting the 3 into 12. Now we multiply. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. Bring down the 0. 0 divided by 3. Well, there are no 3's in 0. I can do 0 times 3 is 0, subtract, and still get 0, or I can just skip that and bring down the 5. 5 divided by 3 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 5 minus 3 is 2, so I have 401 remainder 2. Let's check this by taking the quotient, 401, times the divisor out here. 1 times 3 is 3. 0 times 3 is 0. 4 times 3 is 12. 1,203, and then I add my remainder of 2. That would make 1,208. Oh! What happened? Nope, my remainder is 2. Why did I say it was 5? Okay, I was jumping ahead of myself. 1,205. Oh boy, I'm glad I caught my mistake there. Here we go. Next page. They give you the problems right here. So pause the video, read these numbers that are written in words, put the problem in here in your blank spots, and then solve those 3 problems, 4, 5, and 6. If this is too small for you to see, I'm going to show you what numbers go in there in just a minute, but really try to do it just by looking at those words. So pause the video now, solve the problems, turn it back on when you're ready for the solutions. Okay, here are the numbers that go in the blanks that are provided on your page. Now let's go ahead and solve them. You should have already done these. 6 goes into 18 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. 18 minus 18 is 0. Bring down the 2. 2 divided by 6, you can't do it. Because 6 times 1 is 6. Too big. 0 times 6 is 0. And you don't have to do that step if you don't want to. You can just leave the 2 there and bring down the 6. 26 divided by 6 is 4. 6 times 4 is 24. And you subtract and get remainder 2. Check the problem by doing 304 times 6. 4 times 6 is 24. 3 times 6 is 18. Now how did I just write the 24 down here instead of carrying? I notice there's a 0 next door, and anytime that there's a 0 next door, I can just put my 2-digit answer right down here, because when I carry the 2, 0 times 6 is 0, plus 2 is 2, it's always going to come out to be the same as what it was right there. Alright, so then we add our remainder of 2, 1826. That matches up, so we're feeling pretty good. 35 divided by 5 is 7. 7 times 5 is 35. 0, bring down the 0. 5 goes into 0 0 times, so we're going to bring down the 5 next. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and there you have it. So 701 times 5. 1 times 5 is 5. 0 times 5 is 0. 7 times 5 is 35. Matches up. All right, next one, put that decimal point straight up at the top like we learned the other day. Dollar sign first. 7 goes into 21 3 times. Notice I put it above the 1, not above the 2, because I'm putting 7 into 21. 3 times 7 is 21. You get 0. Bring down the 1. 1 divided by 7 is 0. 0 times 7 is 0. Still have a 1. You don't have to do that step. 14 divided by 7 is 2. 2 times 7, 14, and you have a 0. $3.02 times 7. 2 times 7 is 14. 3 times 7 is 21. $21.14 matches up. All right, thanks for watching.